G'day everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 20th of October, it's the start of the week. As always, timecodes will be in the description if you want to jump ahead and just skip stuff. So, firstly, I just want to quickly clarify the event tickets in the weekly here. You can't currently do this. This is related to the Halloween event that's starting on the 23rd of October. So what I'm going to do for the weekly, I will release tonight, today I suppose for America, the enemies part as well as the trials. But personally, I think you'll likely get this done while you're completing trials, because in most trials, a single trial will have like hundreds of enemies that you kill. So you probably get this done first, and then when the event starts, I'll do a second part of the weekly where I go through the event tickets too. So want to make sure that make sure people are clear with that. Okay, so this set, pretty easy. If you have Somerset, I would do jewelry crafting. If not, do the other options here, except for us keeping Cyrodiil. I think this is the worst option by far, mainly because if you want to do this self-sufficiently, it's going to cost you a lot. And if you want to do it with people, you got to rely on other people, and that's not great. You don't need to rely on anyone else for any of the other options here. So personally, I don't like doing that, because sometimes you can waste a lot of time looking for people's help. Alright, let's start with crafting, with jewelry crafting. So you need Somerset for this, you can't do it otherwise. You want to go to a jewelry crafting station and just craft whatever you can. Now the cheapest possible thing that you can craft in this game is a pewter ring level 1, which requires 2 pewter ounce. So you only need 8 pewter ounce in total. Unlike the other crafts, you don't need any style materials for this, just pewter. Obviously, if you've got the ability to do writs, I would suggest you do that on multiple characters if you can. There's a lot of good things that come from writs. You get a chance to get the chromium platings or any of the other quality platings. You get the chance to get surveys, which are really good for a multitude of things. For example, harvesting resources from the world. The jury theme endeavor that we had yesterday, same thing. It's really good for that. And yeah, there's a multitude of other things. XP, extra materials, stuff like that. So doing writs is really good. There's a lot of videos out there that explain how to do writs. The writ giver for Somerset, for the jewelry crafting, is located in Eleanor, and he's located right here. So if you want to get there quickest, use Home Tours and use Eleanor Crest Townhouse. I've got a video in the description as a tutorial for showing how Home Tours traveling, like teleporting, works. I also have a video for learning about just a quick but slow... wait, no, that doesn't really make sense, does it? A slow but infinite source of gold that you can just keep using over and over. Doesn't require any skill to get it. You just go to a place and just loot some coins, and that's it. And that's important for another endeavor, particularly chests and treasure maps. But yeah, these options are all pretty damn easy. So yeah, obviously... Wow, the pewter's still there. This is the same pewter from a couple of days ago. Well, you can buy a pewter ounce on guild stores if you just want to fast track it, but just keep an eye on the unit price. Don't pay anything more than like 10 gold a piece, because yeah, it's just not worth it. I think 10 grand is the most. And don't buy raw material, even though you can refine it. It's much more expensive, and when you refine it, you get less than when you just buy a full refined stack. Right, so you can also go and mine pewter seams. Just be aware of a couple of things. Firstly, as I said before, refining stuff, you get less than what you currently have. So if you refine 10, you can get anywhere from 7 to 10. So just go, you'll need more than 10 sometimes. That being said, if you refine 10 and you get 7, just craft 3 rings and then deconstruct them, you might get 1 pewter back. So yeah, that might work anyway. But you might need anywhere, you might need 10 or 20 pewter, and so you might need to get another stack, because you can only refine stuff from in multiples of 10. Also, the jewelry theme that you get depends on your level. So sometimes you can get things that you can't craft stuff with, so just be aware of that. And then also, the nodes, they all share the same spots with blacksmithing ores. So if you go to a place that you found one before and it's a blacksmithing ore, just be aware that, yeah, obviously that won't work. But you can get the occasional jewelry seam, like dust from a blacksmithing ore. Sometimes you get like 1 to 2. I think 2's the most I've gotten. But yeah, you can also do that. But yeah, expect this to take longer than just buying it from a guild store. So yeah, I'll just let you take a photo of this, or pause it while you go look for jewelry nodes if you want. Yeah, this is all the ones in Cragwell that I've found. I'll just get rid of the chests. Okay, next up, healing with Scribed skills. This one's actually pretty damn easy. You need 2 things. Obviously a Scribed ability with a heal component, and you also need something that removes your health. Because if you try and use a Scribed ability that heals you, and you're full health, nothing will happen. But if you remove your health beforehand, you can actually do it just with that. Okay, so the easiest thing to get your hands on to be able to do this with for scribing abilities is Wield Soul. When you complete the second era of scribing, which is the initial quest to introduce you to the scribing quest line, you'll get Wield Soul. It'll only have magic damage though. It won't have any healing components. What you need to do is after that, you need to complete the Wing of the Indrik, this one here. After you complete this, you'll unlock the healing focus, the Sage's Remedy signature, and then you'll get something to, I think you just get Resolve as the affect, which is not important. Now, if you can also complete the Wing of the Dragon, you unlock the ability to go and get a specific fixed script down here, Vitality. You get this from Reaper's March. You go to Rolka here, you go to the Mages Guild, and just over here on some wooden boxes, there'll be a scroll you can get. You can only do this once you've completed this on any character before. But yeah, Vitality is great because it increases your healing done, so this will make it quicker. So once you got these 3, that's what I'd use. Now, if you're not using a Nightblade, you can also use Druid's Resurgence instead of Sage's Remedy. Either of these options is fine. One for resources, one for healing over time. The reason I say Nightblades is for the other thing, which is an ability that removes your health. So siphoning attacks for Nightblades, I think, is the absolute best. It does take a little bit of leveling up a Nightblade to get, but once you get this, this is a great option for doing this endeavor. Because this takes away health and gives you resources. This uses resources to give you health. So they're a symbiotic combo. It's just like the healing and equilibrium combo from Skyrim, the old days. So you just use siphoning, remove your health, and then you use Healing Soul every now and then to get your health back. And that is one way to do this. Now, if you don't have siphoning attacks, this is where Druid's Resurgence comes in as a good alternative. Blood Altar is your second best option. This is much easier to get, available on everyone. All you need to do is get to level 10, go to any of the 3 starting zone taverns, because they'll have a Undaunted Quest Giver. Probably the quickest one to get to is Glenumbra in Daggerfall. This way shine's unlocked by default, so you can just travel here anytime. Go into this building here, raise your line. We see this icon on the ground floor. There'll just be a NPC, Orc Lady. She'll have a quest for you. Just accept that quest, you don't have to complete it. You'll unlock the Undaunted skill line. Blood Altar will be here, you can just put a skill point into that. And it does the same thing as siphoning attacks, it just doesn't give you any resources. That's why I say siphoning attack is better, because you'll run out of magicka eventually if you just do this over and over. Unless you have like really high regen, which is probably okay, but yeah. And then obviously the other method for taking away health to do this with Healing Soul is just maybe while you're doing your Flame Atronachs, or when you're killing your enemies, if you're going to do that endeavor today. Or you know, you're doing your Golden Pursuit, or you know, the siege camps, or killing stuff here. Use your Healing Soul to heal you, and you'll just get it done over time. Because when enemies hurt you and take away all your health, when you heal, that'll work. But you do have to actively use this in order for that to work. Now there is another option which is even better. Let's talk about Banner Bearer. So you can unlock this if you're level 5 in the Alliance Core skill lines on any character. You can purchase it for 50,000 gold. I know that's a lot, but believe me, once you sort out this Scribe skill, you can just activate this, and then you can just walk away, and it'll do everything for you. So, the thing that you need in order for that to work is Banner Bearer with Immobilize. This one here, the only one I don't have. So, what this does is, oh yeah, I can actually, so you can check things that you don't have if you untick the usable category. So if I select this, it uses health, but if I add Sage's Remedy, it also heals me for health. So it heals me for more than I use. So like you won't run out of this. So what you can do with this selected, I'll just go the other version, which is the second best. So Sage's Remedy. Most stuff here is fine. Courage and Intellect and Endurance, they're both really good. So I'll just go Courage. Because weapon and spell damage increase your healing done. Pro tip, if you're not familiar. So, all you do is just chuck it on your bar. So we'll go Support, Restorative Banner, assuming you have Immobilize, and you just activate it. And what it'll do is it'll take away health and then heal you because it's a Scribed ability. And it'll work for the Endeavor. So you can just go up, get yourself a coffee, or, you know, get breakfast ready or whatever it is, and then by the time you get back, this will probably be done. It does take a few minutes though, so, you know, cook a proper breakfast, I guess. Now, if you don't have Immobilize, but you have Sage's Remedy is much easier to get. Instead, if you're a vampire and have leveled up the skill line just a little bit, I think you need to be level 2, which is very quick to get to, Blood Frenzy instead. So chuck this on, and yeah, just put it anywhere on the bar. It needs to be on the same bar as Bannerbearer though, because if I swap bars, Bannerbearer disables. So, use Bannerbearer, and then you use Vampirism, Blood Frenzy, and as you can see here, it is actually progressing the Endeavor. So that is another way to just AFK do this Endeavor, if you don't have Immobilize but you're a vampire. Alright, so one of the main drawbacks to the Vampirism Blood Frenzy method is it is a criminal act. So if you do this in a town, it will be a problem because you'll get a huge fucking bounty. Don't worry about it though, if it happens, just stay away from guards for a bit. But yeah, just make sure you do this in your home or something. But yeah, it does work. Okay, now let's talk about treasure map. So firstly, you need one. If you don't have any, if you want to know where they are in Miscellaneous. They'll be in this tab here, so you can see I've got a Deadlands one. I can't use this one, unfortunately, because I don't have the DLC. So what you do is you go into Guild Traders, you go to Trophy, you go to Treasure Map, and you check here. Now, my advice, if you don't have many wayshrines in this game, and you're not too familiar with the locations, there's 5 zones you really want to be looking for the treasure maps, and you'll be able to find quite a few of them. So there is Canarthy's Roost, Stros Mackay, Betnik, Bleakrock Isle, and Balfoyen. These zones, oh, hello. So these zones are very small, they're easy to traverse. Basically, you don't, like, you get to them, and then you can just, you got one wayshrine, you basically can just travel through the whole thing. Canarthy's Roost, Betnik, and basically anything that isn't Bleakrock, I think, is the best, because Bleakrock doesn't have a house. Because the other ones, there's always a house via home tours you can travel to. So, for example, in Stros Mackay, you can travel here. So if you haven't been here before and you don't have any wayshrines, you can just use that straight away. Oh yeah, Balfoyen, here we go. So, you should be able to find some really cheap options for treasure map. If you need a little bit of gold, like anywhere from like 100 to 300 for buying one of these maps, honestly, you shouldn't need to spend any more than that. I've added a video in the description if you want to have a look. It just shows you how to get a little bit of gold quickly to be able to do this. Yeah, anything like higher than 500 gold, I wouldn't bother with myself. Anything even at 500 is probably too much these days. Alright, second thing you want to get is an add-on called Lost Treasure. What this does is it adds a X marks the spot for these treasure maps. So when you go to find them, you don't have to worry about like looking at the image as a guide, as a reference. You can just go to where the X marks the spot and just do it. So you can also, if you don't want to use an add-on, you can just go onto the old Googs, type in whatever treasure map it is. So in this case, Balfoyen Treasure Map 2, and then there'll be these these websites that just show you where it is on the map. So you can just click on this, enlarge it, and there it is. So you can just see it there. So you can just use that as a reference to go find it too. Right, so here it is. Every treasure map that you find will start as a dirt mound. You just got to interact with it, and then you'll get the treasure chest. You don't actually have to loot it to get the endeavor done, but I do suggest it because yeah, you can get some goodies. Oh, flame Atronachs time. So this one is going to be a bit different today, I think, because there are flame Atronachs in Cold Harbor. There's Cold Fire of Cold Flame Atronachs, and in the Golden Pursuit, foes in Cold Harbor is one of the options, and it's also defeat enemies, so you get both of these done that way. But as you can see here, Cold Flame Atronachs can be found in Cold Harbor, alongside Humanoid Daedra and maybe a few Bestial Daedra. It's really good because all of these are parts of the Golden Pursuit, and you want to make sure you do them. Foes in Cold Harbor, Humanoid Daedra. So this is the Library of Dusk. This is sort of just west of the Hollow City. Now, if you haven't been to Cold Harbor before, I recommend you get here through home tours. If you haven't done the quests yet, you can use Cold Harbor through real estate to actually get here straight away. And then you just travel a little bit west out here into the Library of Dusk, get this way shrine, and then you've got access to this section here. I think there might be other ones somewhere else, but I'm not sure. These are the only ones I've found, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, there's probably like 10 to 15 in this area here. Mind you, this is also frequented by other players, so you might come here and it might just be too busy to kill the Fire Atronach, and in that case you may be better off using some of the other options. But yeah, for best results, if you can find Flame Atronachs here, it's worth doing. If you see other people, maybe give it a tap and then move to a different one, so that when people come around to use them too, everyone will be able to share. It's a win-win. But, you know, don't wait too long. Can't see anyone here, so I'm just going to kill him. Wait as long as you think is wise. Okay, what are some other places if this is not something that you think is practical right now? Firstly, Dolmens. Dolmens, one of the enemy types that spawns is Flame Atronachs. It's unfortunately Feast or Famine. There's a lot of different enemies that can spawn from Dolmens. The odds of you actually getting Flame Atronachs is quite low, but it is a thing you can try. There is also, in Vardenfell, there are a couple of locations. So, Unknown POIs, this one here. So, Aldrune down here, there's a couple of Flame Atronachs over here. There's some in the Forgotten Wastes, and then just in most lava areas, you'll find just a couple of Flame Atronachs here and there. But I don't find there's enough in like a single group to get 5, but you can go around into the areas in Vardenfell and have a look. I know there's also ones that, I think it's either this area or this area, one of these two. They have like portals that spawn Flame Atronachs too. And there's also a couple in this area here, I believe. Craglorn is probably one of the best. This area here has a lot of Flame Atronachs, and they're quite tanky. So that's good because other players, if they go in and just blast it, it means you've got a chance of getting some damage on it before it dies in like 2 seconds. So yeah, that one's good. Willow Grove as well. This area over here has groups of Flame Atronachs, and there's quite a few of them, so you can come through here and kill those. I like instance versions the most because you don't have to worry about other players killing everything and you waiting for shit to spawn. You can just go in and kill them straight away. City of Ash 1 is the go-to for this. So just when you're not in a group, just jump into City of Ash 1 and everything will be ready to go. You don't have to screw around waiting for stuff. So if you want 5, the first one is found past these guys here. There's this flame here. Attack the Banekin here, and the Flame Atronach will come out of this. So that's one. Okay, so if you want to go down without getting killed by fall damage, you can jump down here and get into the water, and it'll save your fall. So the next one is if you go underneath this great tree here, when you attack this group, there'll be one in this flame here. That's 2. This group here is number 3. Fourth one here. You can also get a 5th one either here or over here. If you want, just kill one of those and just leave the rest of the enemies. Because yeah, once you've done that, that's all the Atronachs you need. Or you can kill them, it's up to you. There's also a couple over here. You can kill one here. And then from this group, there's also one that spawns, I believe, in this fire here. And in this group, there's one that spawns over here somewhere, I believe. Yeah, you don't have to fight, like, underneath the tree is kind of a pain because some more Daedra come out to annoy you, and there's no Flame Atronach in that group. But yeah, you've got choices here. Just choose one and go with that. Alright, I'll leave it there. Any questions, just give me a holler as always. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. See you next time. Take care for now. Stretch.